And now you have a surplus, thanks to who? Your super mayor, your supervisor, Tiffany Henyard, the people supervisor. So won't you talk about my accolades in my business degree and all the other accolades that I pose here as a supervisor? The board is hurting people. They're hurting our residents. I don't care if you don't like me, don't like somebody on this board. It does not matter. What matters is you come here and you take care of your responsibility and take care of the business here at the township.
Tiffany Henyard can't even articulate the word responsibility. You just saw that right there, and it's a reflection of the chaos unfolding in both Thornton and Dalton. The damage she's caused is evident in both jurisdictions, with a path of destruction left in her wake. Right now, she's acting like a cornered animal. I watched a video the other day, tried to find it, but couldn't. But there was this huge raccoon, and this animal control guy had to come in and deal with it. He used that loop to catch it, and as you can imagine, the raccoon went wild because it felt threatened. That's exactly what Tiffany's doing right now, throwing a fit just like that raccoon. She's basically doing the hood booger equivalent of what that raccoon did in that video I watched. Now, let's talk about Thornton. Tiffany is holding the entire town hostage. There are people in Thornton who can't even get into their own version of City Hall, and the insurance situation is a mess. It's crazy. Chris Gonzalez pointed out that they never voted on insurance before. So why is it a problem now? Insurance should just be automatically renewed. It's essential, right? Who in their right mind would vote against the township having insurance? But here we are, dealing with a major liability. What happens if someone slips and breaks a bone on township property? Who's responsible? This situation doesn't just make you look bad in the public eye. It's a massive red flag to the insurance industry. People are questioning how this could even happen. Tiffany is still transporting people in those Thornton buses, and there's no insurance in place. That's a serious issue. Imagine being in Maryland, where if you get pulled over without insurance, you're in huge trouble. They tell you to get out of your car and walk home, and later you can go back and get it from the impound. The financial implications of something like this are massive. And the longer Tiffany keeps ignoring this, the more problematic it becomes for Thornton and the people she's supposed to serve. Chris Gonzalez confirmed it. We've never voted on this issue before, and now we're stuck in this mess with insurance. Then you saw that woman saying, hey, I'm in trouble here. I need to access township services to fix my electricity problem. She's struggling in the winter in Chicago, unable to even cook. This is bad. But what I want everyone to realize is that if you're still supporting Tiffany, you need to open your eyes and see the lengths she's willing to go to just to keep her power. She'll shut down the whole town, make it so you can't get anything done, and leave the taxpayers holding the bag. She won't even pay the insurance.
That main building was locked. No one was answering the main phone lines, and some services that are offered there are for electric and heating for low-income homes. We spoke to Henyard spokespeople today and trustees who are calling it a ploy.
We come here for help and the doors are locked? What's going on? What do we do? What do we have to do?
Darlene Lewis was one of many Thornton Township residents who tried to get services at the main township building Wednesday, only to find it locked.
I'm going to be in the dark. My apartment is electric. I can't cook.
She risks losing electric services. Supervisor Henyard warned of a government shutdown the night before.
So is there a government shutdown and that is why the building is closed?
Well, we were advised by the attorneys to close the building. The building shouldn't be open. The risk is great.
According to Henyard's assistant Keith Price, the risk is that they didn't renew their insurance. He says it's because two trustees, Chris Gonzalez and Carmen Carlisle, have boycotted the past few weeks of meetings.
They played Russian roulette with the insurance.
But trustee Gonzalez tells NBC5 they've never voted on insurance in the past and says Henyard could have just signed off on it. But now the insurance company chose to not renew the township.
I'm thinking it's just a ploy, so we can't have a meeting. at the township building.
Gonzalez said they are open to conducting necessary township business like paying bills, setting a tax levy, and discussing new insurance, but have boycotted recent meetings, saying Henyard is trying to use them to appoint her choosing of a new trustee to fill a vacancy. They want to stall that appointment, which could be a tie-breaking vote for future business, citing scrutiny of Henyard's past spending.
If she gets somebody seated in that seat where she has another vote, we're going right back to all that.
Instead, they want voters to elect who they want as trustee instead.
To me, it was
for the town, and if something happens before they get coverage, that's just going to hurt the taxpayers even more. So anyone who's still loyal to her because you're hooked on Big Bingo, or you think she's handing out free turkeys from some ancient freezer, needs to understand this. Tiffany will toss you aside if it means she gets her way. She doesn't care about you. She's running a little mini government shutdown up there in Thornton. Now, let's move to Dalton. A Cook County judge has finally had enough and put his foot down. Judge Thaddeus Wilson came out and said, "Stop playing games, Tiffany." The judge has permanently blocked her from appointing her picks to the village police chief, administrator, and attorney positions after he tried to push them into office without approval from the village board. It's like she's acting like a child, thinking she can do whatever she wants. But the court ruled and it's over. Remember Ronnie Berg Sr., the police chief she brought in? This guy wasn't even qualified to be a cop, according to Illinois law enforcement. He was walking around in uniform, pretending to be not just any cop, but the police chief of Dalton. He's out, and it's done. Michael Smith, her pick for village administrator, not happening. Angela Wackett, she's not serving as the village attorney. I don't even know why she'd want to be tied up with all this nonsense. And then my friends take me, no, tell us about a certified PhD hangover cure. You've got a law degree, Angela. There's a better life for you out there than getting involved in this mess. And here's the kicker. Tiffany cannot appoint anyone else to these positions without the advice and consent of the village board of trustees. That's how it should have been in the first place, but she doesn't understand how real politics work. She thinks she's a dictator. She doesn't realize that, yes, she's the executive, but the trustees are a separate branch of government. They're co-equal, and they don't work for her. Judge Wilson had temporarily blocked those 3 appointments back in September, as we reported, but then allowed Burge and Lockett to serve temporarily on a 30-day basis, which was risky. After Tiffany's lawyers failed to respond properly to complaints that she was overstepping, Wilson permanently blocked Burge, Smith, and Lockett from serving in those roles. Lockett's time is up. She's not showing up to any more meetings unless she wants to waste her time. And I'm curious, will she get paid? Tiffany doesn't like to pay people, so we'll see if Lockett gets her due. It's looking like Lockett just wasted her time and her reputation, aligning herself with Tiffany Henyard, the queen of chaos. As we head into Christmas, there's a gift on the way, but it won't come on Christmas Day. It'll be delivered in the first quarter of 2025. Tiffany's out. She's done. But even after she's out of power, she's got bigger problems. If they hit her with an indictment after she's out, she won't have the resources to hire the kind of legal team she needs to fight the federal government. Max Solomon's not going to save her. Trust me, if you've seen Better Call Saul, you know that's not happening.